sick and tired of getting scrutinized, but we're supposed to be brothers. I'm sick of seeing niggas boiling, and never trying to feed others. But I'm not trying to pimp a butterfly. I had to let that thing flutter.
Welcome to history. But pulling over might get you killed over a mystery. But scared cops just might squeeze off of your energy. Hands up.
Yo, what up? It's a No Label Convo with me and my boy Nell here. How you feeling?
What's good?
Got another special guest here, our guy Toney Boi, aka the Blunt Guy himself. How you feeling, man?
Feeling good, man. Thanks for having me.
Yeah, no doubt. Man, we been wanting to have you up here for a little short, bro.
Man, it's been busy lately, but like we finally here.
Hell yeah. What's been interesting is like we growing up in Buffalo, we done hooped together, been seeing since a youth.
Yeah, for real.
And just to see your progression now, you got the art dealer, you got outside influence.
Oh, appreciate that.
Yeah, bro, it's been special to watch your journey.
A long time coming.
Yeah.
For real.
Mm-hmm. So what most people don't know is like the amount of influence you had on the Buffalo music scene, because y'all been doing it since 06, 07. When did y'all really start pushing?
So we first started recording in 2005. And that was me, Gaines. They probably gonna kill me for saying this. Ice.
Shout out to Ice.
Yeah,
man.
rest in peace, Piggy. My man Sean was with us. My man Dean. I don't know if you remember Dean.
I remember Dean.
Yeah, but we was just cut. We had the headset joint on an old HP.
This is like high school?
Yeah, this is high school. Like, we didn't have no equipment yet. We had like the headset McDonald's joint, and we laying down cuts where we had to pass the mic. So if somebody messed up, we had to start all over. And like we didn't have no money to do that. So my mom would get mad as hell. Was like, why y'all all up in my computer room? What the hell is y'all doing? And we would do that all on Audacity. And then later down the road, we met this dude, Big Chris. And his father was one of the engineers for, I think it's Dark and Hell is Hot. One of the DMX albums that came out, the two that came out that year.
I think that might have been the first one.
The first one, yeah. So he was working over at Select Sounds, and he had a studio in his basement. So when he would go to work, we would sneak down there, lay down a cut or two or whatever, and we ended up making some of our first like real quality songs down there.
Okay. Were y'all considered Cooley High back then?
No, we was a group called Flyboy City. FBC. Wow. I thought I'd never ever say that name again. But yeah, we was Flyboy City. Shout out to GMG. That was, with Bam, Toney Boi. He probably gonna kill me for saying that too. But yeah, we was just a big group of people. Like, you know what I'm saying? It was a family, and it continues to be a family.
Word, because I remember being a kid, and my brother used to go kick it with y'all when y'all would record. Yeah. I'd be in the car, like in the back seat, like, yo, they all getting dropped off right here. Yo, what is they doing over there?
The Hyatt.
Yep.
My man Rich crib, and he basically gave us like the space. It was a garage that his father like converted into like an office. So it was just like plywood floors. It was nice, but it wasn't nothing like built up. We had like house speakers, like not no mixing speakers, house speakers, like some Bose joints from back in the 90s. Had a big amplifier, had that, like we had all these chords, and we was making it happen. Like just putting in work. At that time, we was putting out mixtapes or projects with 25 songs on them. And that was like our standard. Like,
how was y'all releasing them? Were y'all making physical copies or putting them on like Dat Piff?
We definitely did Dat Piff. We was probably some of the first Dat Piff dudes out there. Like
live mixtapes, all that?
No, not even live mixtapes. Like just Dat Piff. Like, I don't know what made me find Dat Piff one day, but I was probably in the first 1,500 subscribers. Yeah, so like that's how far I go back with Dat Piff. But yeah, we was putting out joints 25 tracks, and that was standard because we was knocking out 3, 4, or 5 tracks a day, just because it was me, Gang, Skate, Hood. We had Extra Fresh, Crystal, Short Moscato was with us.
Sure.
We had Ro Cook, so like we had a nice camp. So it was easy to put out songs, real easy. And then we started doing the shows, Broadway Joes, Sound Lab.
Yeah, shout out to Sound. Recipe to the Sound Lab, yo.
Yeah, for real.
That was legendary.
That was a legendary spot, man. Like, that was literally underground.
Yo,
like literally?
Literally, it was under a building.
You gotta walk through like a little tunnel.
Yeah.
Word?
Yeah, and
That's
go
on wavy though.
Yo, it was fire.
It was a spot, man.
Yeah, that's
and
cool.
it was
When
cool.
did it close down?
Oh, damn. I want to say they shut down. Had to be like 2013.
Yeah, I was like 13, 14.
14, something like that.
I remember because Schoolboy Q and
Absol,
performed there.
$10.
$10.
$10
Wasn't
show.
even packed.
You went to that, right?
I went. I was mad.
Yeah.
I was so mad I didn't go, dog.
So it was crazy. Schoolboy asked me for a lighter. I didn't even know who he was. Like, and then like as the show he gets on stage, I'm like, oh wait, like I know your music. I ain't never seen your face.
You never seen his face.
Yeah, I never seen his face.
I'm gonna say it's 2013. Schoolboy was.
Yeah, he
That's
was
around like Habits and Contradictions,
yep,
right?
Yep, right around that time.
Yep.
And that actually that night of that show was the night that Control System dropped. So Soul was dropping gems that night, all the joints that nobody ever heard. I'm a big Soul fan. I love Soul.
The Soul System changed my life.
Yeah,
bro.
yo, for real. Like, so that was the night that joint dropped. And I'm like, man, like, this is crazy. $10? Then like you go, 10 years later, or however many years later, like, that was a powerful project, powerful night.
Yeah, bro.
And for them to do it in Buffalo was even cooler to see, you know?
Amazing.
Yeah.
Amazing. And because I remember seeing him, he came to Schoolboy Q came to UB. So like sold out the whole joint and was just like, yo, I remember being in the Sound Lab. It was maybe less than 300. Like,
no, I mean, dude, I remember having standing space in there.
yeah,
Like I had this much space.
So Schoolboy Q
and the Schoolboy Q
in
show.
the town.
Oh, you said Mac too, right? Did you say Mac?
Mac didn't come. Mac came.
He was at the town ballroom.
Yeah, that was a while ago.
Yeah, all right.
Yeah, man.
R.I.P. to Mac.
R.I.P. to Mac.
So as far as all those people you named, like you came up with, worked with in high school, you said you first started. How many of those people you still work with now that are still like making music?
That are still making music. So Short Moscato, Gaines, Skate, basically the Ooze Gang, because those are my brothers. So I'm always work with them. When we was Cooley High, we did a lot.
Yeah, y'all kicked down so many doors. Like, so you said y'all got to Broadway Joe's and was at Sound Lab. When did Milky's come into play? Like,
Milky's came in a little bit later. So Milky's is more so, I want to say like 2013, 2014-ish, when Sound Lab was gone.
Okay.
So when Sound Lab was gone, we had found this art gallery called The Vault. And it was down at 700 Main across from the police station.
Okay.
Right next to the town ballroom. Or across from the town ballroom.
Yeah, okay.
So, little small art gallery, but wasn't big at all. Like, capacity is probably like 80. But that was the first where we started throwing our own shows. And like, we weren't looking for After Dark to hit us up or anything like that. So like, we started getting hippie, like, all right, well, if we build it, it's gonna come. So we started throwing our own shows. You know, the parties was crazy. You've been to a few shows, parties. And then, After Dark started hitting us up. Yo, we got openings for y'all. Y'all want to open for Pusha T. Y'all want to open for, we did Our Future. We did.
And around what time was this? Like, what year was
this?
this?
Is like 2013, 2014, yeah. I mean, we're just doing all these openings, crazy shows. Joe Button, man, the list is long. You know what I'm saying? The list is real long.
Y'all was moving in group because that was who was around that time. I think I want to say I just came back from Cleveland, and I remember y'all boys was running it up in the city crazy.
Yeah, and it's crazy. We didn't know really like what to do from there. Like, it was just running it up, having a good time. We might have made a couple $100 that night. We're going buying an ounce of weed and buying a bunch of beers for the homies, and we partying, which we probably should have put that away and did some extra stuff with it, probably bought more merch. You know what I'm saying? But we're 23, 24-year-old kids. You know what I'm saying? No, guys, we got some money.
Exactly.
We enjoying ourselves.
See, you said 23, 24-year-old kids. Nowadays, when we like 23, 24, we think we grown. We supposed to know it all, have all our shit together.
Man. We was having fun.
Yeah.
We was
That's what
definitely
20s is about, though, learning and growing.
Yeah, like your 30s is just your 20s with money. You know, so
I like that.
So
that's a fact.
For real.
Man, so I'm thinking like I'm trying to just paint this timeline, right? So
first, I just want to ask, how'd you get the name Blunt Guy? Did you give it to yourself or did somebody else give it to you?
So boom, here for everybody listening.
Yeah.
Blunt Guy was created by Cooley High. That was a brand thing that we all did together. When I ain't even gonna call it a split, but like when I moved to Florida and they became the Ooze Gang or whatever, there was some things that was just like left in the middle that nobody really used because like we just left some things back. And I was like, yo, anybody do anything with the Blunt Guy? Like, everybody was like, nah, like, well, go for it. So I took it and ran with it. So like, so that's a group created character name, whatever you want to say. And then
the origins from a group. And
I took it, ran with it, but it's also this is still like a representation of Cooley High.
Word.
Yeah,
I like that.
Right, boom. So you mentioned it when you said you left to Florida. Like what was your thought process on doing that? Because you went to Full Sail, right?
Yeah.
Yep.
So one, I really wanted to get my mixing and mastering right. You know what I'm saying? I didn't really know too many people that I could afford in Buffalo because they were either like Chuck Madden's, like my boy's father, that's $200, $300 a mix. Is how about you coming to these $1 million studios? I'm like, I need somebody to get me through now.
Yeah.
So that was the first decision, and then at the time, I was just really doing a lot of nothing, man. Like, and when I say nothing, I just mean it's like I had a lot of time. We were still making music, but like I would just be sitting there like doing things I probably shouldn't have been doing. You know what I mean? So like it was a G check for myself to get up out of here and change my scenery. You know what I'm saying? Refresh, and then like why not go to school while I'm doing that? So that was like the whole like move for that.
Just as like, cause y'all independent, so it was like at that time, do you feel like it's necessary for you to leave the city in order to get?
Oh yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Speak on that for a second, because a lot of people get that confused. Like they be trying to make it pop in the city, and it's like you got a brand.
Nah, home will always be home. You know what I'm saying? Like you need to get out and have an outside perspective of where you're at for you to be able to like take it over, or like even just moving it. You know what I'm saying? If you sitting in the same shit every day, you're gonna do the same things.
It's a cycle.
Yeah, it's like if you're around the same people and see the same people every day, the results can only take you but so far.
Yeah.
So like you need to get out, meet people, see things. You know what I'm saying? Something might change your mind once you go to the other place. So you might want to go. Say rappers might turn into producers, or you know what I'm saying. That happened with Monk. Monk moved away to Atlanta. He making beats now. Yeah. And now look where Monk at now.
Yeah, he was G5 GI.
He was G5 GI back in the day. So like, it's just like you just got to get out there and do it.
Yeah, because that's one thing I noticed when I went to Cape Town. I was in Cape Town working at a label for 6 weeks, and what I noticed was like the city maybe got like 15 million, but the local music scene as far as hip hop was like non-existent. You got to go to Johannesburg, which is like 18-hour drive. Like,
man.
Yeah, so it's like
crazy.
fam, like this city is too big.
Like that shit was close.
Right.
It's maybe like an hour and a half flight, but this because Africa roads.
Yeah.
But like the fact that their city didn't have a solid hip hop underground scene was like mind blowing to me, and I'm like, y'all could take over. I'm telling them, giving the label ideas to do certain stuff.
Yeah.
And they like, get out of here. You don't know what you're talking. It's all online. And I'm like,
nah.
yeah, all right.
Yeah,
like, it's a reason why things not moving like it's supposed to move. So,
for real. And I try to tell people that all the time. Like, if y'all going to, base your success off of streams or whatever, then, like, you're lost in this. Because people want to see you. You're giving content. You got to sell yourself. And if you hold yourself in the house and it's like, I'm just going to put out tracks and I'm popping, I got this many 1,000 streams, wait till you get that stream check. then tell me how popping it is. Right. You know what I mean?
Facts. And that's what I respect about our music scene so heavy, is because like guys like you, we see it not with Benny, we seen it with Westside Gunn and all of them. They moved physicals. Like they got it in with physicals.
I meant to bring y'all some. I couldn't find them.
It's all good. Especially in this streaming era, it's like that. It's kind of like, oh, that's not gonna work, and then you see it.
Yeah.
Now you see the fruits of everything that y'all been doing, and like moving, how it's moving and grooving now. Like, so just to keep the timeline going. So boom, you come back from Florida.
How long were you in Florida for?
For like 2 years.
2 years. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So you come back from Florida. You see the scene. You said, is that when you said you got Milky's popping?
Yeah, that's when, like, we had did Milky's a couple times before I had moved, but that's when I had came home. I was looking for something new. Like, I didn't want to keep performing in the same spots. So when I did the Milky's joints, I literally just, I'm like, I said everybody, I'm not performing. Like, I'm done performing here unless it's like worth it. But I would put my name on the line to have these shows. So we did 23 Boiler Rooms in a row, different artists every month. I had Benny come through, Rick Hyde, Ito from Rochester. He has a gold record with DJ Muggs. I brought in Rome Streets, Danielson. If you look all these dudes' names up, these dudes are on Complex magazines, doing big numbers. Some of them's on West Side album. Like, these dudes doing big things. Did all these for $10 shows.
Come on.
And in a few cases, some people didn't even show up. So, like, you know, in hindsight, and then, like, when people look at the flyers, they're like, damn, you brought Ito here, damn, you brought Danielson, like, how come I didn't know about it? It's like, it was there.
Yeah.
Like, we definitely did it. So, like, even then, for some of these dudes, it was some of their first time, like, in a touring situation. You know what I'm saying? Like, you had to come, get the hotel, whatever, do the show, whatever. And so they didn't really even care. They just wanted the experience. So, like, I feel like doing all of that helped where we're at now, just like having the brand all over the place, because we brought in people from all over the place.
Word.
So I want to backtrack a little bit. So before you went to Florida, were you just strictly a rapper, or were you doing the production and everything as well?
I was just strictly rapping and recording.
And then so when you went to Florida is when you developed the production and making beats.
I had made some beats back in the day, but like they wasn't really clicking. Like, like I had a sound in my head that I couldn't get out. I kept trying and it wasn't working, and I gave up and tried again, and gave up, tried again. Me and Hood, like, I remember I bought, what was it, the iMac, the big bubble back Macs. You remember that you have in the school?
Fatbacks. With the handle.
I had got one of them joints, and me and Hood in my room just trying to figure it out. And we made probably like 3 good beats in 3 years. You know what I'm saying? So when I went to Full Sail, when I learned more of the engineering side, that's when it clicked for me, because you got to learn editing and all that stuff. So I'm like, oh, boom. So if I can edit just like this, and now I know the program, I made a joint. It was called Steve Beats in 2016, and I dropped that while I was in Full Sail. And it was just beats, like kind of what Just Over Broke was, but on a smaller scale, like a test. Put it out there, and I had 2 or 3 joints on it that people really fuck with. Like, yo, damn, I didn't know you can do that. I was like, I didn't either. Like, I just put it out there.
Gotcha. So you get back to the timeline.
All right. So you came back and you did the Boiler Rooms.
Did the Boiler Rooms.
And the city going. That was when I noticed the Buffalo scene was like really had steam.
Yeah, that's when I started seeing the camaraderie work.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? A lot of people.
We had a bad rep for a while.
Yeah, everybody was, because I don't know what it was. I just feel like everybody felt they was entitled to something when there was really nothing here to be entitled to. We didn't have the venues. We didn't have, like, nobody had a residency. Nobody was really doing that. Like, I think we were probably the last residency in Buffalo at Sound Lab, like with Cooley, because we just showed up. Half the time we wasn't even on the bill. And they're like, oh, Cooley's here.
Yep.
It's like, go ahead.
Put
Boom.
them on.
Yeah. Okay, so it's kind of mind blowing to me to see our music scene now. And I remember when it wasn't nothing, and it's like it was you and all them boys that everybody you mentioned.
First Class. There was
like,
Welfare with Rick Hyde in them.
Like, I really want to put emphasis on that.
Yeah,
like,
there was crews. We battled, you know, but it was all love. You know what I'm saying? Always love. But like, it was more competition back then. Like. And then it fell off. Like, everybody just did their own thing and just got really, really arrogant for a few years.
That's cool.
And I think that when I left for Florida, I feel like I'm not doing much. It's like I'm not really feeling the vibe here. I'm going to Florida, man.
Right.
So that worked out in the long run. I graduated with Chili Son from TLC.
Word.
Yeah, he took the video course.
You still in contact with him or not?
Nah, not really. Not like that. We on socials, but we don't really chat like that.
Got you.
All right, so boom. So at that time, what was next? What was next for you after Boiler Room? You was like, okay, we wring Milky's dry.
Yeah.
So was that when Art Dealer came about?
So when I was doing Boiler Rooms, I was Art Dealer then.
Okay.
We didn't make it public until probably after the Boiler Rooms were done. But the Art Dealer had been established by Monk already in 2015.
Okay.
So I got in the Art Dealer because like I said, I was looking for a situation, something new. And, you know what I'm saying, Ooze Gang was doing their thing. I didn't really want to come in, you know, twist things up fresh from Florida and like try to hop into something that like, not to say I didn't like but like just force myself onto something or somebody.
Mm-hmm.
So like I let them do their thing. I'm just like, all right, boom, I'm looking for something to do. And then I think I put up on Facebook or something. I was like, yo, anybody need a hard-working engineer? I promote, blah, 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 blah. And Monk called me and said, man, if you don't take that shit down, man.
Get your ass over here, man.
Like, I got you. You're going to do this shit. So, you know, he put me down with the Art Dealer. Then we did the record with Benny.
Mm-hmm.
And made it out joint. And that's what really got everything rolling.
Yeah, because I remember when I seen it, because Benny wasn't doing records with people from Buffalo. And it was like, you was like the first one. And I was like, oh.
Yeah, man, we pulled up.
That was the Made It Out track, right?
Yeah, the Made It Out track. We pulled up on, bro. Like, I called him. I was like, yo, like, I need the feature. He told me the price. I said, say less. I'm coming over tonight. Mm-hmm. He said, what you asked? I said, call Shay. Tell Shay we need a session, or we can go to my, because we have Bridge Studios too downtown. R.I.P. Shay, yeah. But yeah, so call Shay, made it happen that night. I mean, and then I didn't release the joint for like a good year. I just kept toying with people, like, because I had a video clip of us in the studio recording it. Mm-hmm. So I was keep putting the video up. Coming soon. Did that for like a year. Put a date. Change the date. Move it down again. So like I think we were supposed to drop that in like 2017. I think in January. Not
just
January.
As a single or on a project?
Just as a single.
Just as a single.
Yeah. So we were supposed to drop it like, I think it was like October or September or something like that. Pushed it back. Then I dropped it on 4/20, 2018. And just kept toying with people. So now that song's up there. Then we put the project out. Project went crazy.
Was that
what's the name of the project?
No, that was Cool for Thought.
Cool for Thought.
Yeah. So we had a problem getting the whole project on all digital platforms because we put the single out first, and they wouldn't let us, because Benny got so big during that time. They wouldn't let us put the whole album up because the single already had like 250,000 streams or whatever. Like, it was something stupid.
Yeah, I was doing my research. I couldn't find it. I found it on SoundCloud eventually, though.
So, like, that's why Cool for Thought is only on, like, certain places. I think it's all on Bandcamp and maybe a couple other places. But it's cool, though, because that project still has life outside of the, you know, all streaming platforms.
Mm-hmm.
So that was one of the first vinyls we printed. It's beautiful.
Dope. So you had Cool for Thought. You had your track with Benny, then released Cool for Thought, and then when did the Ugly
Luxury?
Series? Yeah.
So I think that was like a year later. I had dropped before Ugly Luxury came out. There was a project, Drunk Uncle. Yeah, we had a little EP.
Yep.
And that had Smoke Dizzle on it, Napoleon the Legend. Who else I had on there? My sister Amina.
Shout out to Amina.
Yeah. And I was all produced by my man in Florida, Age. But it's crazy, like the Drunk Uncle, that's just now catching wave now too. I feel like like everything catches late. We put that out, we just snuck it out there. No real promotion, just like here's 5 tracks. We spent the money for the features and all that, and just like boom. We didn't care. Like I flew down to Florida and did that. Like we did that all in Florida, in Orlando.
Okay. Fine.
It was a spontaneous project. Was it planned?
We always talked about it. So my man Age, who did the production, he went to Full Sail with me as well, and that was my dog. Like honestly, if I ain't have him down there, I probably would have left Full Sail twice. Man, I had it like, cause Full Sail, it drains you, man. Like you go to school sometimes at 1 a.m.
Oh wow.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying. You got lectures and labs 1 a.m. Like, cause they just really building you for like late night sessions, like, you know what I'm saying, stuff like that. So it was cool. But I call, yo, Age, I'm done, man. I'm going home. No, bro, you gotta stay. It's like, so if it wasn't for him, I probably would have left Full Sail. But yeah, we knocked it out. We always talked about it because me and him, I was Chico Dusty and he was Swiggy P, and that was the Drunk Uncles. Mm-hmm. So that's the whole idea behind that.
That's dope.
We just used to sit there and drink beer and just, like, you know, just kick it.
Okay, word.
Yeah.
So then Ugly Luxury then.
Ugly Luxury, that was my first all me. Like, not even say I didn't produce all the beats on. I think I only made 2 beats on there, but like that was just me, all me doing what I wanted to do. Nobody over my shoulder saying, we gotta switch this song, we gotta do this. And I just made it happen. Like, that's probably one of my favorite projects.
Yeah,
that joint made it an okay player.
That was my favorite for sure.
And that got some good traction. I can't even tell you like the mood I was in when I made that. I was just really like, I was letting the pen go. Wherever it went, called up the people I wanted for the features. And the dude, Honor J from Chicago, the producer, he made a lot of dope beats on there. And just shout out to them. They sparked that. Like I said, all I did was just let my pen go on that one. Like, I really didn't have a direction for Ugly Luxury. But I knew, like, I wanted the name to depict, you know, where we from.
Word.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
so like the Ugly Luxury, like,
a dope name.
It just said, like, it's a lot of beautiful things here, but, you know, it's dark, it's grimy, it's, you know what I'm saying? Like, what people seeing Buffalo now with Westside in them, but then you see everything else, all the art culture and everything else. Like, I feel like it depicted Buffalo really well.
Dope. So then your last project was Jobs?
Just Over Broke.
Just Over Broke.
Yeah. So, that's like a quarantine release. So I just had, I think it started off as a project for Gaines and Skis.
Mm-hmm.
And we didn't drop it for some reason. I think Skis had a release that would have conflicted with the Gaines and the one Gaines release. So we dropped that, and then we dropped the project, like put it aside, and then we started making more other tracks, more beats. People just started coming by the crib, and the more people came by the crib, it was more and more verses being laid down, and now I had a folder of all these songs. Like, went from like 7 to 15, and then like I'm at 15. I'm like, all right, cool, we got a project. I'm about to drop this joint. More homies came over, forgot about the folder. You know what I'm saying? Rapped on some more beats, forgot about the folder again. Just keep adding to it, just keep boom. So then one day I was like, yo, I got 28 tracks.
Oh shit.
You know what I'm saying? Unmixed. So I had to go back, mix all these songs down, and and release it. I had a track with Zuri. That joint was crazy.
Yeah, that's my favorite track. I saw
Bro posted the joint with Lamaj Music. Like I just really, that was my music release. Mm-hmm. You know, so like that's just to take it outside of the rap, even though it's all rap on there. But like, I was like, man, I need to put out some real music this time.
Word, because the joint with Zuri and the joint with Lamont.
Yeah,
them my favorite.
Those vibes, man. Like, for real. Yeah. Somebody was asking, like, yo, who are these people? Yeah, like, how did you don't know Zuri?
Yeah, yo, because Zuri, it's funny because they went to school with my brother and my sister. Went to school with my brother and my sister. Yeah. I had a crush on her like crazy.
Everybody got a crush on Zuri, man.
So like, she was like, seemed like she from outer space.
You got to show me. I'm not familiar with her.
Oh yeah, Zuri's a beast, man. Like she played with Nick Jonas and she don't tour with a lot of people.
A lot.
Yeah, she played the bass.
She's crazy.
Crazy.
So what would you say some of your, like, the recording sessions, some of your favorite ones to record and put together on this project?
What was my favorite
like the process of making it?
I would probably say the Can't Wait joint. The joint with Skis and Coda Sevilla. Because when we cut that record, I had never met Coda day in my life. Skis met her at like some cypher or something. So like I cut it. I was making the beat or arranging the beat or something. And Skis was like, "Yo, I'm gonna be right back. Go get this girl. I think she'll sound crazy on this joint." Coda came in and like literally freestyled her part. like her little verse at the end, the little opening, all that freestyle, all that. Gaines came in, did his piece. Skis did his piece, and like that was probably the easiest song to make. You know what I'm saying? Like the Skis and Gaines.
Oh yeah, that's bars for days.
Yeah, them dudes can rhyme effortlessly. I can't even talk effortlessly.
Yeah.
So yeah, that was probably my favorite one. But most of it was recorded remotely, or like people sent me stuff because like we was in quarantine too. So I would say probably like a good 50% of it was probably done remotely.
Okay.
But they like I said, people will come over, take the beat, then they send me. You know what I'm saying? So.
Word. So you dropped this independently?
Yeah, for sure. It's still Art Dealer. Everything's Art Dealer, you know. And Art Dealer's not a record label, you know what I'm saying? Or we're just a brand.
That's your brand.
Yeah,
because I was looking at on the streaming joints, it'd be like some numbers. It say some numbers.
some all independent. Yeah.
Okay. So how important would you say it is to like maintaining your independence and just like how you've been moving?
I mean, that's the independent situation is for the people that can handle it. Because you got to be a real hustler. You know what I'm saying? You got to do everything yourself or hire people that you trust, you know, to do all that for you. I mean, I could say to each their own for that. But definitely the independence, if that's what you want to be, you want to get all your own money, you just got to be able to know how to manage it and recycle it. You know?
Why do you prefer the independent grind, though?
Because I've always liked working for myself. Like, I've always just been like on go. That's all I do. Like I like going out and meeting people. I like, you know, just being out. Like I'm the one, like in Cooley back in the day that I used to go out to the random shows. Just be out here, you know. Just I would go to UB, meet people, go ask questions at Buff State. I ain't never took a class in Buff State a day in my life. I'm walking through the campus. Hey, where's such and such? How can I find who's this? Who does that? So like that's how a lot of the growth came. So like even with UB, me, Monk, Skis, never ever went to UB a day in our life.
Yeah, and that was you made me want to touch on that. You pulled it right up. So y'all just had the Art Dealer pop up.
Yeah, the Arts Playground joint.
Arts Playground collaboration with UB,
sponsored
by M&T.
M&T Bank. That was big, man. Like,
yeah, that's crazy.
Let's talk about how that came about, man. Definitely.
So literally, that came about off of me doing an interview with somebody else. Shout out to my man Kevin Kane. He his joint's called How Now. Kevin Kane runs Silo City.
Okay.
So I came down, did the interview with him, and I guess whatever I said, or I don't know, because I talk like this everywhere. But whatever I said, UB fell in love with it, and they're like, hey, do you want to do Outside Influence? So we started doing Outside Influence.
So is that sponsored through them?
Yeah, that's sponsored by them as well.
Oh shit.
So
the show was created by them and they picked you to be the host?
No, the show was created by me.
Yeah, that's what I thought. That's what I thought originally.
Yeah,
but
so
I got confused.
they basically just they call it here like free range. We need a show. We need content. Boom.
Okay,
called
gotcha.
Brett. Like this is what I'm thinking we could do. Pitched it. They took it. So a few months down the road, after we do a couple episodes of that, the Arts Playground people, they're like, hey, what's up with this hip hop stuff over here you guys got going on? And then they called us like, hey, would you guys even be interested in something like that? We was like, I don't know. It's like, what is Arts Playground? I called my mom because my mom was in the arts and shit. So I called, like, asked her. She's like, oh, wow, you about to do that? I was like, so I called them right back. Yeah. Yeah, so my mom's excited for it. So yeah, it's got to be something good. So yeah, like literally they just enjoyed just, I guess, like hearing different stories from hip hop, you know, like everybody does the projects or the podcast where they're always just talking strictly about the music. And I just feel like just to have a regular talk like how we're having now, those are the ones that I like to watch.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Let's talk about something outside of, you know, the studio and get that going. So that's how the Outside Influence came into play. But yeah, the Arts Collaboratory, there's really good people, man. They love what they saw the past 2 weeks, man. And they're like, wow, we didn't know like hip hop had a voice like this. And we was like, honestly, we didn't either. You know what I'm saying? Like in the pandemic too, it was like we thought people was gonna be sketchy about coming out. So Shout out to them, man. They some real cool people.
So you think there's gonna be some more stuff in the works later on then?
Oh yeah, for sure. We just need to figure out, the guidelines of what we can do. You know what I'm saying, with the COVID. So, excuse me. Other than that, man, like we're gonna keep putting out the music. Ski's gonna keep, the Brown Eye Black. More art dealer merch always gonna come. But we really want to get more into like the community, like definitely like how we did this weekend. Like Monk had his daughter out there painting this yesterday.
That's fire.
You know what I'm saying? Like he's art dealers for the kids, like Wu-Tang.
Yeah, man. Cause it's like I remember when I was at UB, I took a class there on hip hop and social issues, and it was teaching me stuff about like origins of hip hop that we don't necessarily have. The history isn't passed down like it should be,
right?
Like, and that's one thing like I wanted to make sure I touched on when you came here was like, nah, like you Buffalo history, bro. Like,
oh man,
me,
I'm honored that you even consider me like that, man. Like,
that's real.
Cause like I always say, man, there's always work to be done, man, and like shit, I pay bills just like you do, so like. Yeah. We kicked. I grew up with you. I saw you grow up. So, like, this ain't nothing, man.
Yeah.
It's cool. It's like the love is cool and all that. But like, I still drive a Pontiac.
You know what I mean? It's wild because we walking in it. We walking in it, and it's hard to really experience. Cause
it's hard to realize it when you're in it.
Yeah, and I feel like really like this the tip of the iceberg. Like, it's like.
It's there.
Yeah,
it's definitely there. Like I can say I can see it and feel it. But like I don't like to acknowledge it on myself, you know what I'm saying? Because like it took a village.
Word.
It's not just me. It's the Monks, the Skeezes, Gaines, Skate, Rick Hyde, Benny, all these dudes. Like, you know what I'm saying? These dudes I did shows with all of these dudes. We all, you know what I'm saying, getting chips. If we were even offered some chips, you know what I mean? Like. For nothing, free shows, but we had a good time doing it.
Straight off the love.
Yeah, just for the love. Like you gotta love it. Like a lot of people just want to hop in and get the bag, you know what I mean? Which is cool. Like you want to do what you love and get the bag, but you gotta love it first. Definitely gotta love it first.
But that bag not gonna last long.
Yeah, it ain't gonna last.
Bag.
Yeah.
So who instilled that in you? Like, cause we noticed like we come from a younger generation, so it's like the OG conversation. Like it's a lot of young OGs now, just because whatever happened in the 90s, 80s, whatever miscommunication, something happened there. So like, did you have any OGs that put you on?
So like, man, there was a rapper by the name of Johnny the Hustle Hope.
Okay, shout out to Johnny.
Real big in battle rap in Buffalo. You know what I mean? You ask certain people, certain places in Buffalo, like he's a legend. You know what I mean? Then I also had Kadir Latif too. But they basically just put me on game, just saying like, man, like you can't fake the funk.
Word.
You know what I'm saying? If this is what you want to do, and this is where your heart is at, man, you gotta go hard for it. Like if you want yours, go get it. So like I just really I took all those those talks and late nights in the studio and not sleeping. You know what I'm saying? No money, just trying to make something happen and just made this my life.
Word.
Literally.
Because I know growing up, it was always around me because we all grew up hooping,
right?
And then it transitioned to the music, and it was like I was trying to find like where my lane was in the music scene because like I love art, so it's like I knew I had to have my hand in art some way,
right?
So I remember I had playing instruments. I DJ'd at Milky's once.
Hell yeah.
Yo, I was so scared. I was so
like, you ready?
Yo,
I was like, I got a gig for you, man.
I was like, yeah. I went home, I hung up the phone, started panicking. I'm like,
you gotta get ready.
Yo, I was so nervous, yo.
No, but that's what I mean. So I come up in the era where people pull people up. You know what I'm saying? Right. Like you got to start somewhere. Like, and if that's what you want to do, like here, boom, let's do it. If you express it, let's do it. Especially, and you might like saying you my man's little brother, so I'm definitely gonna put bro on.
Facts.
But I think at the Boiler Rooms, I think we had like between the 20 to 23 shows. I think we brought in like 12, 15 different DJs. Like from Optimus Prime, Cutler. Big Rob came out one night. Just the list of DJs. Like people in Buffalo that people didn't even know DJ. You know, like probably like yourself and a few other cats. It's like, oh wow, you DJ? Like yeah.
That was your last show?
Nasty.
First and last.
I ain't gonna say it's gonna be my last. I ain't gonna say it's gonna be my last.
I'm pulling you back out.
You in a retirement.
Yeah, it's too much fun curating the vibe. It's too much fun.
Right.
What else? So, would you have any advice for, like, cause you what, you 30, about 30, 31ish?
Yeah, we'll call it 30.
So, so a lot of people, a lot of the younger cats coming out of high school would see you as an OG now.
Yeah.
So, what would you say to somebody who's trying to get into music and they see it, and what would you tell them?
Wow. Because it's so much different. Because when we came in, we're still in like the physical game, like CDs, mixtape era was heavy, DJ drama. But my advice would just be, man, like I said, be passionate about what you do. Because if you love it, you'll keep doing it and you'll get better at it. You'll want to get better. You'll keep progressing. I know some people that was rapping, back in 2005. Even myself, if I played y'all some of my 2005 stuff, y'all be like, really, bro?
Everybody gotta start somewhere, man.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. But like, you just really gotta love it. Put in the time. The time is everything. Like, you know what I'm saying? Before you get the money, you gotta put in the time. It's like you're gonna go to, well, navadays you get paid for training, but like shit, like when I had my first job back in the day, training wasn't paid. Like you just gotta go, learn. Then you get paid when you get your first day. You know what I'm saying? So just put in the time, be patient. Patience is key.
Yeah, so I want to add on to that. It's kind of a two-part question. We'll go back to the independent grind. So who are some people that like helped you along the way during the independent grind? Because it's not just you by yourself, it's you and your team.
So obviously it's like Cooley High. Like I said, we got lucky with people like After Dark Entertainment. They threw us a lot of bones, but that was because we had put ourselves in positions like throwing our own shows, having parties. Like I was telling bro, we had a crazy party back, 2013, 2012. We had, it's called a blunt service party. We had girls walking around with blunts on trays. You know what I'm saying? We had a whole house packed basement, first floor, backyard. It was probably like 200 people in the house. You know what I'm saying? I remember the cops came and they came through, walked through, breeze. He was like, y'all just chilling, smoking? Yeah. Peace. Like, cool.
That's wavy.
Yeah.
But like, as far as independent, again, like, you had to gain knowledge along the way and do your research. Like, who was some, you say, like,
independent wasn't really a thing when we came up, honestly. Like, the only independent cats out there, like, was huge already. Like, Master P's, people like that.
Yeah, I was just saying in the music world in general.
Oh, just in general? Yeah. I love Currency, man.
Yeah.
Like, I love Currency.
You heard the Harry Fraud tape they just dropped?
Honestly, I'm behind, like, a couple joints. I heard my man, is one of his engineers. He FaceTimed me and played me some joints like a month ago, but I don't know to what project it was or who did what. But I was like, these joints
Harry Fraud just dropped some shit that was tough. I think on Friday.
Me and Harry Fraud got a love hate. I like, shout out to Harry, man. Yeah, he got some real fire beats, man. I love Harry Fraud.
So yeah, I just want to talk a little bit more about the Art Dealer event.
Okay.
So it was a 2-weekend event. One last week, it was on Saturday.
Yep.
And then
this Saturday passed.
Okay.
First weekend we had Amante Music come out, play some music. Skis performed, impromptu Rick Hyde performance, impromptu Kadir TV performance. So then we had Skis. Skis was outside painting. He did a joint. I think somebody bought that like the minute he finished it.
I believe it.
Yeah. Like, I don't even think he had time to let it dry. It was like, yep, yeah, I'll take it. Had to pop up with all the new shirts. Outside Influence with Kadir Latif.
That's where I got this joint.
Yeah, the camo joint. Yeah.
Sure. Had to.
So then the next week, same format. I did the interview with Idris Wajid, which is a dude, like, I probably don't know who Idris is in the music world, but he's a muralist. He does a lot of muralists. He's doing that black girls, love black girls into the black women one that's down on like Main Street right now.
Okay.
That's pretty cool. But long story short, with him, He was a rapper called Billy Drees Williams back in the day. He's the first dude that I saw that had like a music video, and like he had a cartoon video that was dope as hell.
Okay.
Like he was like the first dude I thought he was on. You know what I mean? In Buffalo at least.
Yeah.
We had him come through, do an interview and whatever, and even just to have like the blessings from him, because like he's a beast, man.
Right.
Like y'all look him up.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to. I'm gonna have
Yeah,
to.
a lot of people are
And
looking
Drees
back to
YG,
this.
yeah, look him up. He's got a lot of dope stuff going on.
Yeah, because so much a big part of Buffalo is like all the murals we got. Cause I was
Yeah,
staying
he
in
does a
North
lot of them.
Mhm.
He does a lot of them. I can't remember which one. Oh, the Freedom Wall. Boom.
Oh yeah, okay,
Yeah.
okay, yeah.
I'm like, where's one of those pieces you would know? Freedom Wall. He did a few pieces over there.
Oh
Okay,
yeah,
word.
that's the one that's by Performing Arts, right?
Yup.
Yep.
Yup.
Mm-hmm.
So like, what would you say y'all ultimate goal is as far as this event, just the Art Dealer brand? I feel like the outside influence show, it all kind of ties together.
Yeah.
So what's your ultimate goal for it?
Ultimate goal for the playground event, or
Yeah,
honestly, we didn't
'cause all
have.
that was a part of the
Yeah,
playground event, right?
we didn't have a goal for it. Like we literally just set it up because we didn't know everybody else's installation that we went to go see, but we didn't go see all of them, but we went over to see a couple of the other installations. These are actual art pieces. People are making sculptures and you know what I'm saying, like real like intricate pieces.
Word.
But we're like, yo, we're rappers. We got Byron and we got Skis. We can put together some paintings.
Mm-hmm.
But like as far as like our thing was basically to show the multimedia side live.
Mhm.
Word.
You know what I'm saying? Not a lot of people have been like in a studio audience, so like that it kind of like set that vibe for that. You know, and then to have people outside of a window where like we can't hear anything that they're saying to us. It's silent in there, so like we're just rapping to ourselves. It
Yeah,
feels
that's
like
super interesting.
so it was pretty cool. So it's like people just watching us rap through a window. Like it just gave them a different perspective. It was like, okay, like this takes work.
Yeah.
'Cause I made sure I put the mixing board right at the window so people can see like we're moving knobs, so y'all can hear this out there, and all this. So like it was pretty cool. That was the only way that we think we could have did it.
Yeah. Did they get all that content is like recorded? Y'all gonna
Oh
post
yeah,
it? Okay.
yeah.
Yeah,
for
I want to
sure.
see what that joint gonna look like. That joint gonna look fire.
Yeah. We put out the 2 little recap videos, and then Brett has a lot of footage, and I know he's gonna do something crazy with it.
Word. That's gonna be
Yeah.
dope. That's gonna be dope. So where y'all see Art Dealer brand, the whole brand as a whole, in like let's say 3 years?
3 years, man. Hopefully we'll be overseas, like you know what I'm saying, gone touring.
Yeah.
We got a situation where we're supposed to be on tour right now, but obviously we can't leave the country. So just
So
Outta
you
here.
tour out overseas?
yeah, with DJ Heat.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah,
so
I could see it, bro. Cause like, just from being lucky enough to like go overseas and see what they do, a lot. They look at. I went to Africa looking for African sounds.
yeah,
I go there. They trying to play music like us,
Oh,
and I'm
yeah.
like, oh, we lit. I'm like, yo, Buffalo is lit. Like,
real.
we don't even like. A lot of times people don't know.
Yeah.
So it's like,
Yeah, man.
bro, that's what, yo.
and then
What
like
y'all
a
do?
lot of people try to say Buffalo don't got a sound, and like I understand where they coming from because you got Drake Cash, and then you got Zelda, and it's mad different flavors. So I just always say like the thing with Buffalo, everything that you hear is real.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? You're not gonna get too many records where people are lying to you.
Facts, and that's
Yeah.
one thing like I love about y'all, because it's like you got y'all Art Dealer, like Ooze Gang,
Mm-hmm.
and then y'all got we got the Griselda BSF sound, we
Right.
got the Drake Cash, his
Mhm.
crew. Then you got
Got
people
the
like
Good Neighbor song.
Good
you got
Neighbors, right? Yeah.
You got Rodagees.
Bro, yeah, it's mad
It's-
different sounds.
yeah,
So
it
like, if
sounds.
you're looking for a sonic sound that's like something like, oh yeah, that's from Buffalo. No, you're not gonna find that. But you're gonna get some real, authentic, true music.
Yeah, and it's gonna be some art. Like
Yeah.
it's gonna be some legit art.
For real.
Yeah, man.
Hell yeah.
You got anything else you want to touch on or share with the people?
If you could leave us with a gym, if you could leave us with any
leave
gym.
y'all with a gym, man, make sure you wash your hands.
20 seconds. For sure. 20
You know
seconds
what
at
I'm
least.
saying? Wash your hands. Stay safe, man. Stay in the house if you can. Obviously, don't stay cooped up in the house, but you know what I mean. Go enjoy life, but be safe right now. It's a pandemic. We got a dickhead in office.
We gonna make it work either way.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Toney Boi, I appreciate you, bro.
I appreciate y'all for having me, my man. For real.
Man.
Hell
You
yeah.
got anything coming next for the people? What should they be looking out for before we wrap up?
Man, just be on the lookout. I don't want to get anybody's hopes up yet.
No
You know what I'm
spoilers.
saying?
Stay tapped in.
I'm real busy right now, so I don't want to say too much.
Yeah,
but
no spoilers.
Yeah.
Stay tapped
Appreciate
in,
you,
man.
bro.
Appreciate you
All right, man.
pulling
Thanks
up.
for having me, man.
No doubt.
Word.
No Label. We out.
Peace.
Listen, I speak for Martin Luther. I feel the way we living now, what we got to lose. I pour this liquor for my niggas, so I got the proof. They got me leaping off the roof just to get the juice. Life is a bitch, you gotta set up like break a roof for black man. I'm just stating that so the label's true.
I'm trying to keep my people unified. I ain't trying to see colors.